fully committed now, bro, to this dive-heavy composition. And there's a lot of anti-dive tools from the side of GENG. I imagine it's going to be tank or bruiser Jace, so not going to be the easiest target. Jhin and Zyra. Well, Zyra particularly can unload a combo from a distance, but Jhin obviously can just fire away. Now, the question is what Chovy's going to play.
He can play whatever he likes.
Yeah.
I think he really wants to play Aurelia. He's been hovering it quite a few times. I remember there was a time where he was like practicing it so much. Of course, it was meta for a little bit, but he does like to go back to the champion. Very similar to Closer, who was the Aurelia one-trick when he joined the LCK. Both of them enthusiastic but not able to actually play that champ. Just going to be the Yone.
Yeah, does have that AD as well, so it is solo AP Zyra. Makes it awkward to itemize against, and even like Merc Treads, like you want Merc Treads against Leona, and you know, decent against Jhin and against Zyra, but a lot of AD threats to kind of make that pitch uncomfortable. Ultimately, Bro's comp.
We'll see how it does go. GENG looks to try and take down the Titans of Bro. How many witch champions do we have in the game so far?
Does that include skins? Because like Janna's got a skin.
Yeah, we got
Morgana's got a skin.
I can think of 7 off the top of my head.
Okay, rattle them off now.
So there's Nidalee,
yep.
Bewitching Nidalee skin, right?
Yep.
You've got that Aurora that we just saw. Dura is going to go in, so I'm going to have to hold the thought. Is unfortunately flashing into the stun, as Humbug is still just able to walk away. It's fine. It's calculated. He knew it. Didn't have to flash on an angle, but that is still Jungler Flash now down here at 1 minute into the game. Suboptimal, but probably not something that Bro are going to really be too upset about.
Yeah,
we can now get a lot of vision elsewhere.
It unlocks Duro's Hex Flash, which is a big thing. It's interesting because typically we see teams that invade against Zyra. Like one of the objectives is if you clear out her plants, her clear is going to be slower. So GENG taking the initiative to heavily invade themselves does mean that Canyon won't have as many plants stacked up, but you know, you put some pressure onto Hambak and force him out of his topside jungle.
Yeah, this is not the most optimal start, you could say. They do also
low, so I mean it's an Aurora, he should be able to get out.
Should be able to. Does get caught there, as you can see, down to 50% now as Canyon gonna try and get out. Oh my gosh, he's almost gonna kill both of them, which is kind of ridiculous. Lands the Q there as Closer just needs one more auto. That's gonna be it! First blood goes over, 1v2 for Closer in the mid lane.
Looks like early game so far. Now Hambak, let's get the scuttle.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to win this one, but with Chovy turning up, it's looking pretty favored towards Keen. Finds the shock blast as Morgan is gonna have to come in and he saves his teammate. Oh, Bro with all the answers, man.
Everything going right for them. I mean, clearly the Bro tax has been paid.
As Bro looking to put on another sandal. Yeah, it's going to move on over, and I think they're just going to try and make sure that they don't lose out on the feat of strength.
I think Bro should be cautious about this. They already got one, so it's fine to leave now if they need.
Oh, with Closer turning up, though, it is looking a little bit dangerous. Deadly Flourish goes wide. As the smite comes down, that is one apiece on these grubs. The last one is going to be given over to Bro by the looks of things. GENG not wanting to poke the bear too much.
No, they can keep their hopes alive, and as long as you're not in that last spot, you know, there's infinite possibilities when you get to the later stage of the tournament. You can still fight your way through.
Yeah, and just a reminder to everyone, they just need to win one game to at least equalize with B&K.
Yeah.
So if they win this one here, even if they go ahead to like just lose back-to-back games after this. Oh, another ulti does come down here from Closer. Hits a whole bunch of buttons and Chovy has to flash.
Does miss the cannon though, sadly, for Closer, but I think he's okay with that. Oh,
whoa, he's flashing in! Can he get the pullback? It's not going to happen. So he doesn't quite have the damage there. He's investing a lot. Does get Chovy's flash from earlier, but wants to throw his out as well.
Yeah, definitely get the triple level.
Power.
Has a lot of value. Although that comp is quite AP heavy if it is the more AP Kai'Sa, so.
Some vision coming in here as Polu does take a bit of damage from Keen. Going to be one of those grubs locked down. It looks like it is going to be a feat of strength though going over to GENG and a grub advantage as Humbug has given up on going for that one. They did grab the Cloud Drake. First one that spawned. Next one's going to be up in 2.5 minutes. Polu's coming up here. Looking to try and cause a ruckus. Might be that they can get some decent damage onto this turret though, as we can see. Duro is over here, and Canyon's in the vicinity, but that is a lot of damage as the Zenith Blade doesn't quite work out here for Duro. The ulti comes through once again as Chovy is likely to die because Humbug is there waiting for him back at his soul, and now Duro, he's just by himself. Ruler is going to move up. Deadly Flourish gave away his position, and they are just going to exit. 2 kills now for Bro.
Pretty something they can look towards, but right now, Dragon up and on the table. Canyon's starting off. Yeah, but
going in.
Forced away a little bit.
Morgan just does not care about what Jovi's doing whatsoever. And he's just going to be able to walk away. Arakan is going to be coming up on that top side of the map. As it looks like Gen G are going to be able to even out the Dragons. That is going to get them another third of a feat of strength towards the 2 sandals that they'll be able to put on their feet. And that's going to be an Infernal Soul this game. Oh man, it's fiery.
Yeah, that's what we like to see. If Keen gets this tower though, it's taking a lot of damage. Genji could find a way into those feats of strength, despite the deficit they've had.
Morgan, I don't think he's going to be able to stop this one from going down. So that is just feats of strength, or at least 1 full 1. And now
the end of the world if they don't get them.
Yeah. We haven't necessarily seen a huge win rate for feats of strength, to be honest. Hasn't been as much as a big objective to watch out for as we were thinking perhaps in the beginning of the season.
Yeah. I think it's one of these things where, like, the win rate is easy, and the tier 3 boots aren't that gold efficient, so you don't really get them until like late in the game, ever. So it's one of these things that are nice. But yeah, Bro definitely still in it if they aren't able to get it, because right now Genji has the lead for those. But is the Rift Hole picked up? So actually dead even, and that next
moving themselves towards this bottom side slowly but surely, because that Dragon is on their minds. 50 seconds for that one. Grasping Roots almost walked into there by Humbug. They do utilize the Rift Hole to try and get a charge here onto this outer turret. It's taking a fair bit of damage. The rest of Bro are moving in. Morgan on a flank angle. This charge really taken a while, as Chovy also taking a fair bit of damage. That is the charge. Successfully landed there by Shelly before she does fall down. Solar Flare hitting the sweet spot is now Polu trying to turn it around. Duro taking a lot as the ulti's invested by Closer. But is it a little bit too early to pull the trigger? That's the question.
I think it's a bit early and they didn't get that much value, and now 2 big ults down from Bro. You know, Polu won't be nearly as tanky without his ultimate. Closer, considering he's the most fed member on the side of Bro, lacking that big teamfight ultimate.
Yeah.
This could be an indicator they might just give it up. They might just give up the Dragon. You can see based on how Closer's moving, they've gone right. We didn't find the angle. Let's be generous, Giga this time.
Indeed, that's what they're going to do. And so that is going to be the Dragon secured here by Gen G. They get themselves the feat as well. Really felt like that moment was like the classic Paul Walker presses his NOS button and then Vin Diesel's like, haha, kid. And then presses his at the very...
No, you still have your root and your ult, so hey, coming in.
You convert attack speed to damage, it's alright, we've got a teleport coming in from Morgan. Polu already taking a lot of damage as that Deadly Flourish. Pretty dangerous onto Hype, but he's able to move himself out of the way without having to invest the cleanse. Chovy and Morgan with the same idea as Morgan. Going to mitigate some of the CC, but the Solar Flare still going to connect. Vault Breaker comes through. They look for Chovy on the back end. He tries to ult his way out, but Morgan says no! Duro is likely to fall as well, but Canyon's already taken down Polu. But he falls for it, and Closer is also there. Flashes over the wall to pick up another, and just slips between the veils. Can he keep himself safe? That's the question. As Hype not going to be taken down, but it's great aim from Ruler, and he secures 2 off the back end of the fight to win it for Gen G. Things in the last fight, as the Hex Splash opportunity to come through as the Unbound Soul not going to be enough there as the ulti. Oh, they interrupt the Blast Cone, and Chovy is delivered on a silver platter. Duro going in as well. Does have the Eclipse to try and keep himself safe. Now Morgan is spotted on that control ward. Humbug burning down, and Ruler's able to take down the cow. Deadly Flourish almost just kills Humbug on his way out of there. That could be an Otacon angle, potentially. Without Chovy, it's a little dangerous. 25 seconds, and he'll be up with teleport available.
I think Closer still having his ult just makes it barren, but Otacon as well. And then as a result, they just end up sacrificing Dragon, and now Gen G, things are kind of mounting up. They've got a bit of a gold lead, but more importantly, 3 Dragons to 1 away from Soul.
Do you guys remember that time at about 7.5 minutes when we were talking about Bro having a gold lead?
That was such a good time.
It was such a good time.
Bring me back.
Yeah, that time is passing, and well, it's passed, but it seems to be getting worse as well. This control ward does spot out Gen G as Bro pulled the trigger. See whether it's actually going to be the right choice, though, as a teleport does come in from Morgan. Right on top of the rest of his teammates, making sure that he's going to be here to assist. As Polu, there's the Unbreakable Will. They've already committed to that button as Stranglethorns come in. They do manage to secure this Otacon, and now Duro is likely just dead. Chobu is looking to come in, but doesn't quite work out there. That shock blast, a lot of value, but no follow-up. And Bro are just going to say, all right, may as well take the Baron as well.
Can be a little bit risky as the health bars get low. Yes, it doesn't matter if they die, but if they give up the Baron, that definitely does.
Oh yeah, there's the pulverizers. This ulti right into the backline is gigantic from Humbug. They take down Ruler. They learnt from their previous mistakes. And now Morgan dives in. The Baron going to help him out there as GENG. They've just fumbled the ball.
Beautiful play from Bro there, though. No intent to finish the Baron initially. They wanted to fight with the Otacon buffs.
This would be so Bro if they lose Baron to a shock blast from Keen, but it's not going to happen. Humbug is going to be able to lock that one down, and that shock blast is somehow going to miss, as of course it was blind, so he was just trying to find an option. They take mid out of turret as well last year, right?
But they did in the Kesper Cup. This is the new energy.
Yeah,
this
man.
Is when you pay your Bro tax, this is what you get.
Exactly, and they're going to get Solar Flared as well, as Humbug going to try and get out of there. Will successfully do so. But remember, of course, you know, it's a quick trip home as Canyon just gets one shot.
Where'd he go?
One shot by Closer. What the heck was that? Damage was absolutely obscene. This guy sitting on 3 items. Shadow Flame, I believe, was just completed. And yeah, GENG learnt about it. Inhib turret gonna go down. Inhibitor sure to follow. And remember, they still have the Voracious buff. This is still basically risk-free as they utilize their Baron to continue pushing like those, as now Hype moves over, and yeah, Bro, I think have probably afforded themselves a bit of map control after what they've done. So the Drake is going to spawn and immediately does go down. Hype now with 4 items complete, all those evolutions done, and Azonya's in his back pocket. This Kaiser is going to be very, very hard to kill. And in fact, has proved very hard. Their role is to seek, so you don't necessarily have to find, as now Morgan going to be able to dash his way out. Good wave clear here for GENG though.
Yeah, Hype just did a shock blast. I mean, this build with the Jace, you kind of more bruisery. Your shock blast don't do that much damage.
Humbug is just dead. Okay, there's a 2-man pulverize from Polo, but no follow-up for that one as well, because Closer was nowhere in the vicinity. They're looking now for Chovy, who ults his way forward. They get on top of Polo, who gets another pulverize. I just don't know whether it's going to be enough, although the Acathian Rain is making things happen. Hype gets into the backline, he's flashing after Ruler, and he'll find the Void Seeker of Death. My god, that did so much damage, but they're unable to take down the Jhin, who I don't think can even afford to press his ultimate button, because if Hype hits him with a W, he's just dead. And so he's just going to hold on to that one, and in the end, Bro actually make it work.
I'm not even sure if they had vision of Chovy, because Hype avoided the ult coming out from the Yone. I'm not sure if it was blind or not, but some fantastic moves. If he got hit by that, completely different fight. I guess we're going to see in the replay, but just, Bro, even when something goes wrong, even when Handback get hit, and then can re-engage here, and Ruler just can't do anything. He's reloading, he's fumbling, the bullets are falling out of his pocket. He's trying to get them in his gun.
Yeah, he's like, his hands are shaking, can't get them into the revolver, oh god. Oh no. We've all been there. I haven't.
You don't pick Jhin.
What's a gun? Well, Morgan, he's going to get snared, but not too worried about it as, oh god, here comes Closer with his bazooka. The Stranglethorn's not really getting enough down, as the ultimate now employed by Ruler. It hasn't actually landed any kills just yet. Bro's health bars are starting to fall low though, as now Closer in trouble. And another pulverize here from Polo, which is his death throws in the end. So Humbug and Polo both falling down, and Bro not quite finding the Baron fight that they were looking for there.
Yeah, and now opportunity for GENG to move over to. They have an obscene amount of DPS on Baron right now, with Chovy and Canyon and Ruler as well to secure. So if Bro want to stop this, they have to move in a fight. Morgan half HP, Closer not there. It's 2v5 right now.
Yeah, Keen at full health is so scary as well. Deadly Flourish is going to stop him in his tracks. So back to the Baron they go, and GENG will be able to secure that objective. 1.5 minutes on the Infernal Drake as well. That'd be soul for them. And I'm really glad that you mentioned Canyon, because I feel like so much comes down to how much value this Zyra damage can actually bring them. Because he has been sort of finished off relatively early, hasn't found a lot of value with these Stranglethorns in some of these other fights. That last one really showed what you can do if you do manage to get it working well. But Bro just take control of the Dragon, and they will be able to take that one down. They traded for an inner turret, but that's all to do with this super minion wave moving in towards the top side of the map.
And all things considered, GENG, I mean, obviously they get a good amount of gold from it. Benzan Flash, that's big to secure.
I mean, Chovy almost just died as he dives in! I don't know about that one, Hype! Oh dear, he's going to go into his Zonyas. The rest of Bro trying to turn up. Chovy almost dead, but he's not. That's the main thing. Oh no, we were talking about that challenger energy and it wasn't what we wanted to see. Morgan deciding not to flash. He get himself out of that one. And oh dear, that could have been the whole game thrown into the tin can.
A critical error there, and the thing is, because it happens before the Baron spawns, Gen G have time now to get the Baron and move straight over to Dragon and get both Soul and Baron. They were so close. They've had such good control this game, and bro, the last minute might have just fumbled.
So cut the video, guys. If you're a Bro leaver, just that wasn't the bit that you wanted to see. Maybe rewind how this game was going. They would always be the underdogs. We probably should have communicated that, at least to hype. But yeah, this inner turret not long for the world.
I hate to blame. I don't want to put it on anyone, but there's going to be someone in the chat who hasn't paid their bro tax and is just realizing now. Yeah. This might be on you.
Yeah, and you might be busy blaming hype, but that's not how that one goes. As they engage, they do find the Jhin in that backline, but can they get more? That is the question. Duro taking a lot of damage, trying to taxi his way out, but the only way he's getting out is in a body bag. Double kill for Closer, and yeah, they're back to the underdogs, and they're back to winning. And I never pretend to be. As Grasping Root's going to land once again, but Headbutt Pulverize is going to be in response. Stranglethorn's not getting a whole lot of value, and my god, if Hype ever lands these, and they're just dead, as Canyon does have to go golden. Into the backline goes Closer, and he keeps himself alive between the veils, and he's going to be able to get out. And bro, they just take 2 from the top side of the map. And they're going to see what they can do versus 3.
Yeah, Closer's going to recall. He's got TP, can get back in. They got to make sure the health bars stay high. Ruler's ult can do so much work here if people are low in health, but it looks like they're going to TP in Closer. Sorry, Closer's already TP'd in.
Yeah, Morgan. He's got 6 items. He can just walk at this Jhin. Look at him. He's like, I'm going to block it for you guys. My health bar does not go down. But Rulers does, as we can see. Killer Instinct into the backline once again, but this time for Hype, it's going to work. The ulti from Chovy doesn't work at all, and he times it well that time. Hype's gonna go golden, and the Bros, in the one game out of the 3 that they've played so far that we thought that they would not get a look in. This is the Casper Cup champions doing it again against Gen G.
This is what your bro tax is paid for.
Oh yeah, once again,
huge called Audacious Charge.
He does.
You can't hold people in place until you have your knockup ready, and it's sometimes difficult to stack that up immediately.
Whoa.
Lee Sin coming in for handback quickly, so a lot of confidence in that pick. Definitely feels like Gen G have quite a sort of defensive counter dive sort of comp. Like if you come into them, they have a lot of tools to play around with. They have a lot of DPS between like the Varus and the Urgot.
I do feel like Bro's composition is very flexible though, with how these fights are going, because they have so much mobility. It's only really Hype that's going to struggle to move around a lot and reposition himself. But if they can make sure that they keep their Ashe safe, you know, make sure these arrows are landing where they need to. It does have some of the answers, but like you said, there's a lot more cohesion on with here as well. Pretty even footing as far as the draft. Gen G probably more locked in here in Game 2. All right, BRION fans need to be a bit louder here in LoL Park, but I can see you guys in the Twitch chat, and so I know that you're making up for it. As Gen G going to be backing away here after the Bros took a bit of damage, as we can see. Glitterlance doing some work. Yeah,
strong level 1 though from the Bro comp, so able to really force Gen G out. We're kind of just on the sidelines watching as the jungle gets warded out. Do you see some pings coming out though? They have seen where the information has been placed.
Ruler had already moved up as well, so isn't actually going to be spotted on that ward, which is pretty cute.
Oh, it's... I hate this. Have you seen Ruler's Keystone?
Oh god, no.
Poke Varus with
a Lulu? I really hope that he's just doing that for the laning phase.
I feel like losing lethal tempo as on-hit Varus is so...
No, it's actually really not great.
Oh, this is not... I don't like this.
Really? You have an enchanter! I mean, on to Morgan.
Now,
and he is Jax, but he's also Jax. Like, it's gonna be tough. They're waiting for him to press his buttons, but they may not even need to. His Counter-Strike does finally come up. The turret's getting frustrating as another dive here towards the top side. Polu tanks as much as he possibly can. And yes, there's the death of Morgan towards the bottom side as the Sonic Wave. Oh God! Ooh. Calculated this time from Hype, I guess.
The health.
Now moving over towards the Dragon.
Great angle.
Yeah. Keen's just teleported in as well, as they're expecting him near these grubs, but Humbug's going to come down towards his bottom side. Good disdain to get Keen out of there, but the safeguard forward, Tempest and Cripple, and the Q is going to miss, but I have a feeling Keen is still dead. There it is, Leap Strike and the Empower, and that is the kill. Yeah, nice little gift for Morgan here, who does need to be strong in this game.
TPing in that far up, and especially the fact that...
But as you can see here, they are pinging it.
Yeah, there's no one here to back up Handback, which is the concern because Chovy can move in. And this is important that Chovy is here because Handback, Lee Sin can easily steal away a neutral objective with the X.
That's 2 objectives immediately though here for Gen G.
That's pretty massive. A good start.
Yeah. They are, you know, 1 more objective.
Yeah. Actually does get a boost from that too. Oh.
Speaking of which, we're going to be able to check it out here as the Crashdown is going to connect onto Chovy. The flash forward, it picks up Canyon, but he's immediately able to press that ultimate. Piercing arrow coming in, doesn't really get too much there as Chovy maybe didn't want a Justice Punch in that direction. Morgan got over here. No one's dead yet, which is kind of crazy. Some low health bars as far as Keen and Closer are concerned, but otherwise, people kind of relatively healthy.
Yeah, very scrappy fight. A lot of ultimates burn. Right now, Genji only have Keens. Bro have both Handback and Hype, so the arrow and the kick.
Oh, kind of big value there.
Yeah, a little bit more in terms of some of the spells available.
That's a teleport, Chovy.
I mean, he's Galio, so he's going to be okay. But both teams really want to contest these grubs.
Oh, Q going to miss there from Humbug. Immediately does take a piercing arrow as Canyon picking up a few of these grubs. I don't think Humbug's going to let him have all of them. But any that Genji can pick up means like Void Mites and all that sort of stuff, which can be a little bit of trouble. Bro gonna move in. All right, Arrow is gonna find Ruler in the back line. Completely insane here as Morgan now diving forward. Finds the counter-strike. The kick is gorgeous onto Ruler as well, and he'll even find the Q. Chovy manages to take down the Pigeon on the back end of the fight, but they don't care about that. Bro are looking to grab 3 grubs for themselves.
Those 2 ultimates they still had, they got massive value from, able to
How did Hype hit that? That was sick.
Threaded the needle, honestly. The amount of people who are in front, and Ruler just getting caught, doesn't quite have that cleanse, which he burned earlier, the perfect timing for it, and they're rewarded, able to get landing on a Ruler there. And then Chovy just clean up a kill on the backside, getting the Azir, but not really much more you can do than that. It wasn't a stomp fight from Bro, but they got what they wanted. But now, Dragon going down very quickly.
Yeah, that is just going to be feats of strength if they're able to do this. Polo getting the information, but there's not a whole lot they can do about it. As Humbug moves over and he's just there to see it fall down.
Yeah.
And so it's Chemtech Soul.
Woohoo! You know, that's the thing that happens. 2 strong early dragons, and you end up with a bit of a bust.
And you're here, right?
Yeah,
so, like, I mean, obviously, because the bros are really doing something here. They've figured out Gen G. And Edgar, of course, did help, you know, who was then Samsung Galaxy, but pick up a world title. So the bros now utilizing that wealth of experience.
Get their own world title.
Exactly. 1 step at a time. They got the Kesper Cup title. See what else they can get as the Rift Herald is going to reset. Gen G all in position now, just brute force Bro over this one. There is a Mega Cone, so Humbug could get here pretty quickly. Does find a Q over. Let's see whether he goes in for the steal. This is almost an opportunity, but decides that they do not really mind about it as they're trading a tower on the bottom side. So, of course, Herald generally going to be able to help get you 1 tower. And so if you've already taken 1, then that's pretty good. That's first Heart Blood as well going over to Morgan, which is pretty nice. He's now Closer looking for an opportunity onto Chovy. So looks like we're not going to see a soul point from Gen G unless Canyon makes his way in. Try and steal this one away. Right now, Chovy moving down towards this fight as well. That heroic entrance going to be an opportunity as Polu taking a lot of poke damage. The Rift Herald being thrown down in the middle of this one as well, just to create chaos. Great kick out, but now can they actually win the fight? That's the question. As Polu, the Flash Magnus Storm, but just gets thrown out of there. Beautiful mitigation and peel. We mentioned that Gen G has this in their composition. They'll now be able to move Shelly towards the mid lane and grab that outer turret. And they're going to be able to grab a second charge as well. Some extra value, and possibly, yeah, even this inner turret at the same time. So yeah, grats on your Chemtech, Drake. How do they do that?
Like, as in more than 0.
Well, Chovy's going to be able to grab the second turret for Gen G, sorry, third turret for Gen G, as they were able to eradicate them from the mid lane. They also grab the outer on the top side, and Arakan might be considered now as well. So 4 turrets to 1. Bro really losing out as far as structure money is concerned, and you've got their tower destroyer in the bottom lane, where there isn't an outer turret available.
Yeah, and the TP mid from the side of Gen G, pushing that wave in. I was thinking maybe they're going to make a move towards the Arakan with 4 members around the area, but they decided, you know, hold it for now. No real inclination to push towards it yet. And it's been a slow game, and I think that is where Gen G really shine, when they can just set the pace.
Q going to miss. And Arakan, I think, still taking damage here, as we can see.
Yeah,
we're going to take the northern entrance. Let's see what they can actually find here, as they've broken the shield on Ruler. That is definitely valuable. Hail of Arrows coming down though. Arakan getting lower and lower. Can Humbug make something happen? That's the question, as Chovy looking to get in position so that he can press that ult button and not get interrupted. Okay, Kane, are you just going to disdain forward? He is. Let's see how much damage he can actually take here, as Polo just gets obliterated. Humbug gets into the back line, but I don't know about that one. Lands another Q, gets the flash kick to take down the Urgot, and now it's Close's turn to do that damage. He rips through them as Ruler now in the back of this Baron pit, and look at Morgan. Yeah, he might have been adorable there when he was polymorph, but now he's flashing on your face and taking you down. The Hail of Arrows might create a bit of space here, and without flash, not going to be able to catch up to Ruler, but that is no Arakan for anyone, and Bro winning a fight. To answer him, as Chovy now moves in. Arrow going to connect onto the Galio here, as Hype just standing forward. And the Q is going to connect from Humbug as he moves on in. I don't know about this one, Gen G. It's a little bit scary, but they have Keen moving up a little bit earlier. Teleport's available for both of them. And they've taken over the Arakan. The ebb and flow of this fight, though, you can see now Morgan moving in, spots the teleport, might see that this is the time. Magnustorm this time finally working up with the polymorph is gorgeous. Onto Morgan into the backline. He's stunned forever, but he still has access to that counter-strike, and he's still going to be feared beyond death. Close against in there, 4 people with the ultimate, and now Hype. Can you do it? Can you be the savior? Can you be the hero? The flash is so good, and the Bloodthirster keeps him alive. It's 1-up on both sides, Chovy versus Hype.
Bros managed to clutch back a fight where it looked like they had no right to win it. Closer goes for the shuffle and manages to land it. Hype is pixel perfect on the cleanup. He knows Chovy is here.
Yeah. Can he win the 1v1? I mean, he's looking pretty good, and just wants to get away. So the real problem here for Bro is losing these turrets. Is never mind, Hype is just gonna find Canyon. He's just dead. Okay, now a big teleport to come forward. The Emperor's Divide comes down. He's thrown into the blender, quite literally. But now Humbug looking for Keen, looking for the opportunity. And Chovy, he's gone golden, but Hype is still at full health. Can he get the DPS? That's the question. As Morgan, he dives in. He's got the counter-strike again, and Humbug is a monster on this Lee Sin. Chovy almost kills all of them, but in the end, it's an ace for the Bros.
The value Handback is getting on this Lee Sin in these team fights is absurd. And Chovy, you know, I feel like he's doing so much on the Galio.
We've got HLE on camera as well. That's fantastic.
They're like, what? This is mad. This is a team that beat us. And now, I mean, as well with the sustain, the Chovy's ult doesn't get any value. But in this extended play, this choke is flawless for Chovy and Keen. The fear is big, the taunts that come in are big, but the DPS from Hype is consistent. Those lack of sums doesn't cause an issue.
And look at Humbug now. So he's over here, gets knocked up, flashes over the wall, finds another Q.
He's just playing so well. He's just so good, honestly. And the thing is as well, because it's this tank Galio, if this was like full AP Galio that we used to have back in the day, I think Chovy would have just dominated that fight. But he almost survived a long time. He nearly did, but just the damage wasn't quite there. We do see Gen G pick up the Chemtech Dragon, but the Baron, Bro.
I think Gen G is just going to say, all right, you can have this silly Arakan thing, because It just hasn't been a very good time for us going up to
Things are coming in. I think they want to be there.
Yeah, never mind.
There.
There's too much DPS. There's so much DPS here. 3 items on closer, one of them being a death cap, as now Polo's trying to move them out of the way. The first arrow to miss, but Arakan goes down, so who cares if the bros are gonna die? As Closer just throws Chovy over the wall. He tries the heroic entrance and is gonna successfully do so, but he's still not in a great position because look at Hype. He's able to free hit another kick to death here from Humbug. As the bros are just taking no prisoners, man. They're all still alive. No one sent back to base just yet, and they'll be the ones to start ripping through these turrets now.
And they're just playing so well. Gen G want to contest Arakan, want to get over, but they just get locked into a fight where you're against the buff, you don't have hopes. But like Morgan is a demon on the back line, Hype untouchable, and Hambak. This Lee Sin has been so crisp.
Yeah, this is like the best part about this, right? Is it's not that Gen G are playing really badly and throwing and all this stuff. Bro are just playing insanely well.
Gen G, honestly, I mean, it's Bro with some of the best lead we've seen so far in the LCK Cup. And now looking at ending the game.
Yeah, Keen is probably just dead. Wild Growth is kind of fantastic as Canyon gets into that backline, but he is going to be destroyed. No one can touch Hype right now as he is actually going to be sent back home. But there it is. Bro pick up an unprecedented 2-0 over Gen G. And these huge grins on their faces.